Thanks for staying with us. So there's an interesting story on social media about a dancer, Korra Obidi, concerning her recent fight with her spouse. And I think what made it interesting was the fact that her spouse went live whilst we're having an argument. To make it worse, I think he's also asking for a divorce, saying that she's narcissistic. Now, there are different angles to this story, and as I said, we don't like talking about people too much on this show. We just like to elicit learnings so that as we go through life, we can pick a few lessons here and there. And one of the factors we like to talk about is the fact that a spouse can actually go live while you're having that intimate situation of a fight. You know, fighting can be quite intimate, where there are personal things being said, things you're likely going to regret, but you know it's just between A and B. But the moment a third party is coming, not just third parties,
a full public
yes, yes, thank you, a full public of online judges come on and they're watching you, and the other person is not aware. Now, is that the new world we're living in, where that's a possibility? Or does it still come across as disrespectful?
So this is what happened. The man had come out to say that, you know, they were getting a divorce. He was tired. He ranted. And someone went on his live and said, this is another prank. And he said, and he put his face on the poster and said, this is serious. This is no prank. This is not a joke. And later, her sister comes out to say they're going through hard times. First of all, she just gave birth. Yeah. So probably still adjusting to second motherhood. We know what we all go through during that time. And the sister responded that they're dealing with a lot of issues and they are also helping them with it.
Navigate it.
You know, and then this morning, I just saw on my Instagram while in traffic that, you know, he went live on her. And in the course of that conversation, I heard him saying to her, she was saying to him, why are you doing this? And he's saying, repeat what you said. Repeat what you said. And, you know, she was like, why are you doing this? You know, like trying to say, why are you going public? And I heard the child at the background also crying. So I just thought the way to go about private fights like that is to give it time. We've seen the worst of marriages that someone would have said, this marriage will not make it. And you see the couples doing well later because they matured over their differences. Yeah. Whatever they're going through now does not deserve public judgment, which is what he's been petty about putting it out there. I'm not saying she's an angel. I'm not saying she's perfect. But if this does not come up as part of evidence, maybe in court or something, a transaction, when it's premeditated, because I had a couple once, and the divorce is final now, sadly. They were a young couple, less than a year of marriage, and their first financial fight because the man had claimed to have certain financial status he did not have, and made the girl go and commit to certain debts to cover up their financial needs at home, only to expose to her later that this thing you went to do, find a way to deal with it, I don't have, and all of that. She was like, no, but you said this. You said I should go ahead, I should get this to help us cover up and all of this. Why are you doing this? And so a fight happened, and they went at each other. And so he went at her family saying she was not well raised, she's not a supportive wife. He insulted her parents. The girl was quiet. So by the time she was provoked enough to respond, the guy just goes silent, put record, and took all of her voice. And the first time family members tried to intervene, he would just keep playing it to his parents.
Where she insulted them.
Where she insulted them. To his parents, to her parents, to the point that she was at suicide point when I met her. She kept insisting to me that I swear with all that I believe in. I was provoked to respond. My family was insulted first, and then I insulted his own, but now I don't have audio evidence. Yes. And we should go to the family to apologize, because her family, you sort of blacklisted that you're an embarrassment. You have insulted your in-laws. Go and beg your in-laws. She will go to her in-laws' house to beg. They will say, Omoburuku, they will push her out. The mother and everybody will insult her. Her own family too will not take. And she had a mentor, a big sister that she looked up to amongst her siblings, who, in fact, rejected her behavior. I had to come in. At the end of the day, fast forward, when she said, okay, now, this I'm done with. I said, okay, you have to be tougher than this. She moved on. He now came back with another evidence saying, I had to do this to cover face because I don't want to be called a poor weakling. saying that, I don't want the marriage to break. Of course, the young girl said, never again in my life will I make the kind of mistake of a partner that I made with you.
Right.
Because couples fight every day and sometimes don't mean the things they say to each other, which is why our parents will say to us that when you have a fight with your spouse, don't go and tell anybody because you will forget the bad times. But the person that is helping you will never forget it.
Carry it on.
So all right, so it goes back to this new age of social media, because the truth is that this new world comes up with all sorts of angles, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, how do I navigate in this new social media world where a small argument in the home can become a global conversation, And is that the reality? Those, I keep your things private. There's really nothing private anymore. I had to see somebody yesterday, and I was telling, well, I heard that you're going on. He said, how did you hear? I have heard that. Don't worry. Hey, I didn't even tell anybody. Don't tell me those two. Don't worry. We've
so
heard.
The thing is, Mariah, once you say it, the wind carries it, and everybody can hear. Back in the days, we didn't have social media. So when you say it, it's within the ears of maybe the family members, a few friends, And when I gist Nima what I'm going through in my home, there's no way Nima will not gist Miriam or YK. The gist will come up one day. Hi, Zobiajila, I've not seen her since. Hey, she Kuku told me. No, I'm just saying how this gist fly. She may not be saying it from a point of gossiping me, but she may be saying it from, we need to help her. We need to talk to her. We need to find a way to make it work between them, And the other person who hears and the other person who hears, that's how gist flies. But now, people need to understand that social media does not have your best interest at heart. The court of public judges are there to be entertained. They are frustrated with their own personal problems that they are going through. They see your gist as entertainment. So if you have this at the back of your mind, if you have a problem with your spouse, as much as you can resolve it between the two of you, resolve it. I'm going to be 14 years in this marriage. I have never called an outside person to resolve me and my husband, because we agreed that if you know that you are not divorcing, you know that you are not marrying another person, whatever we have between us, let us sort it. If we need to carry that face for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, let us carry it. It's between us. We're not do you plan to go anywhere? I say no. Do you plan to go anywhere? I say no, I don't have money to marry another person. We have to sort it. So we can quarrel and twist and do, and as long as it doesn't hit hard on our deal breakers. For me, abuse is a deal breaker. So even if I don't say a word to anybody, I'll carry my bag and I will go, because that is my deal breaker. But as long as it's an issue that we can still find a way, because the truth is, like Nima said, and we were told growing up, by the time you have forgiven your spouse, your family members will not forgive that spouse. They will hold it. You are the one that treated our daughter this way. Not to talk of online judge and jury that don't like you in the first place. They don't care about your success. They are just there to collect gist, entertain themselves, and move on. And you give them your story. Tomorrow, when you move on, years back, they will play it and use it against you. Right, so if we have this at the back of our minds, it will help us to understand that no matter how hurt we feel, remember the first love that you had for this person, and don't play dirty. So what that man was doing was playing dirty. You are videoing her response and goading her to do more without her knowing. You did not plan two of you were going to go online.
So let me go to that, because and I like Mariam to answer that, because can we begin to forgive in this situation where this new word says, let me record you, I'm upset with you and I want evidence, and I record you, I play it to your spouses, or I play it to your family, or I go live. Now, this is what happens in this our new world, right? Now, if somebody does that to you physically, you can ask for forgiveness. But can you forgive this if your spouse goes live on you during a very intimate fight? Does that mean deception to you? Or does it mean, is it something that we can go past? Go, hey, listen, this is what everybody does. He just did it casually, he didn't mean it that way. I can still forgive and move on. Can she really forgive this? Or could this be a deal breaker?
For me, this will be a deal breaker. This will hurt me so bad. I'm just imagining Mr. Longa going online and put it. It will be the end. For me, it would mean that this is over. I just can't imagine it. But then I'm thinking of our children. Our children are growing up in a different world. We need to do something quickly to regulate social media.
Thank you.
Because I'm afraid of marriages becoming Big Brother houses.
Simple.
Reality shows. Our children are in their marriages, and then the whole world can tell what is going on, because we show everything now, from when we wake up to when we go to bed. But there are also social media people. So maybe for them, they'll be able to find a way around this, they may be able to forgive each other. But if it were to happen to me with my old school ways and my privacy ways, it will completely destroy me. You know, when you get messages from people you don't know, all the trolls and whatever, they can say their worst, they can do anything, and you get, you know, water off your, you know, you move on. But when a family member or a loved one does something like this, honestly, as I'm sitting down here right now, I don't know the process that I will take towards forgiveness. It will be very tough.
Let me go on a quick break. When I come back, I think I have a caller. Good morning, are you there? Okay, I'll go on a break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Thanks for staying with us. All right, so we're still on this matter, and the angle that she brought in, which is the fact that, you know, family members take these kind of stories. You know, right now, today, when we fight, any small fight we have, maybe not to just spouse it, but anybody, you click, put record, just have evidence. You might not post it on social media, but you have evidence of what happened. You want to even share with somebody, this is what happened, what she said, how she said it, you know, you record it as evidence. That's the new world. So should we still perceive somebody recording a situation as bad or as, listen, I'm just trying to get evidence?
Recording have saved some lives.
Yes.
I will not say don't record anything. Now you know the situation you did and how bad it is.
Yes.
But don't be an unfair recorder. Don't keep quiet on your own.
Before. No, that's life now. That's life.
No,
see, you always say it from, you always say a story from your own perspective. You won't say it from someone else's perspective.
Not all of us. Not all of us. It is the height of injustice and unfairness, and God himself will not be just to you, the overall judge. If you are unable to look yourself and say, this thing I do, I'm too much small.
Don't play dirty.
You can't be in a marriage where you record your partner. You are a manipulative person.
That's
simple.
A marriage.
Yeah, and we should not pass like that.
Yes,
at daytime witchcraft. If you're a couple, you're having issues, and some people are even manipulative, they will ask a question to tilt, to provoke, you know. That's not the point. If you're in abusive situations and you want to prove it, you've been suffering, you've been telling people, this thing I'm going through is tough. Women, men who suffer domestic violence then have to prepare evidence. Maybe correspondence, WhatsApp messages, audio messages, and all of that, and prepare as part of, you know, going to court.
Yes.
That can help. You can even bring that to family members. But that's not what you say, okay, a popular social media person, I have 1 million followers, I'm going to drop you. That's manipulation.
Let me give you an example.
I wanted to quickly say this. There's no fight. There's no fight that is even enough that you are on the brink of divorce that cannot be. See, there's nothing time does not heal.
Not beating. No.
Wait now. We remove beating. We're just saying couples fight. These are couples exchanging things at each other.
There's verbal abuse.
Yes, emotional abuse.
Emotional.
There is, and it takes a while. I just got a divorce in 2019.
Let me pause you for a second. I want to take an example. Let me take Nelly. I'll come to you. Nelly, are you there? Thanks for calling. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
All right, thank you. I just want to drop on something concerning the very first topic.
Yes.
That's Chidinma.
Yes.
First of all, I don't see anything wrong in her, participating at all, because are we judging her for being beautiful? She hasn't been sentenced yet. You understand? So the crime here is, okay, let's just say, for instance, she wasn't that beautiful. She would have contested and no one would have heard anything. And people would have been satisfied, that she didn't win. But the problem here now is that she won and everyone is agitated. Now, her winning is just because she's beautiful, and that's just it. Do we get what I'm trying to say? So that's just her crime here. If she wasn't as pretty as she was, she would have contested, she wouldn't win, no one would hear anything, and nobody would be offended. So secondly, on the current topic now, when you're having a conversation with someone and then you get recorded, that one you can still think, should I play for someone, should I not play for someone? It's not like a final judgment. But when you go live, you went all out. Like, there's no calling back. There's no returning back. You went all out. So I don't even know how a person can heal from that or, try to...
Thank you so much, Nelly. That's a very...
I was saying that there's no fight that that you cannot forgive, even if it eventually leads to a divorce. Because now these people have children. Imagine the baby that is being breastfed now. That baby finds out. At the time of my birth, this was the drama. to the point my father went live, the children will still also have to deal with the consequence of this. Sometimes at the point of that anger, it seems like unforgivable, the death of it all. Everything don't end, I go die here. But give it time. Life will adjust, time will heal, and you will move past it and look back and say, it really wasn't that bad. Yeah. Because you have other things to be thankful for. You don't have to be married to that spouse, but don't kill yourself or use a sword to attack that fight because the other sharp end will cut you as well.
Fantastic.
You know, you were talking about the times when you're talking about recording, and there are 2 occasions that I had to record a situation, and I did it for me, I believe, the right way. The person was aware I was recording. So I had this help from my agent. She was supposed to start work with me. She came the day before, and she came with a young man. The agent told me she was coming with this young man. And the next morning, she left. And I was worried. I'm like, what has happened to this person? I called the agent. He said I should not worry. He will try and find her. And then he says she's fine, that he heard that she went out with that young man. And then she came back to my house and wanted to go in. I said, Madam, please, I've packed your load outside. I am going to take a video.
You're leaving my house.
Yes, you're leaving my house. Yeah. And now, so I was asking her a question. She was responding, because
anything can happen.
Yes. What if you are taking her away and then cut off her head somewhere, or something happened?
So recording is our new normal here.
Yes. Yeah. But I feel that the person should also understand that they are being recorded, because I just don't want any wahala. But when it comes to marital issues like this, we have seen times where people have had to record wounds from beatings, because when you don't, after a few days, the bruises clear, and no matter lying. What you say, they say that you're lying.
Let me pause you for a second, Mariam. Let me take this call from Johnson as we're holding. Johnson, are you there?
Yes,
you're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. First, on Chidema's issue.
Yes.
I think the problem is with the person that got on air. This thing is what they have been doing years over. Why take this one on air? I think it's just to create what we are now discussing, to raise the emotion. Not into consideration the family of the man that was here. That's at the side. Now, on the very issue you are discussing now, you see, marriage is not just by age, by financial muscle, or whatever. Mind, developed mind matters a lot. Maturity matters a lot. Just imagine this is not coming from the woman, the man going on the air. Please, Nima and Korra, just the way they are seated now, just imagine that you have just little squabble with your spouse and he's going on air. Can you just answer it? A man, what we are looking at, before you go into marriage, you need to be mature in heart and forgive.
Oh, I didn't hear him very clearly.
He was talking about being maturity. But so here was where I was going, about those who maybe are going through physical abuse. So we've had people who have used that videos of themselves as evidence. But it's not but there's one thing, it's different to have evidence on your phone so that you can share it with relevant authorities. And then there's something about putting it on live for the whole world to be part of. So that means this is not about resolving the issue, or this is not about getting justice for myself. This is really about getting back at this person that has hurt me so much. I'm going to get back at you. People are going to see the sort of person that you are, So we need to talk to, I don't want to say young people, because we're finding all sorts of people involved. Now, it's not even about very young people. Older people too are doing it. I don't even know. We need to talk to everyone. There has to be we need to understand that there has to be a way where there has to be a way to handle controversy in our homes, between amongst each other, because it's all in the same pot of rudeness and trolling online. It's all in the same pot of stealthily taking a recording of someone so that you go and share it or sell it. It's all in the same pot of trolling, and those are the things we need to. I think those, we'll call them the side effects or the negative effects of social media in general.
I was telling somebody that, people see my husband and say, "Oh, he's a nice guy, nice guy." And I'm like, very nice. Let me marry him. He's like, yes, he's a nice guy, but you see, imagine if I record him when he's most vulnerable, or when he's at his lowest point, when the core of him comes out. And I say, yes, I've recorded you now. Anybody that thinks you're a nice guy, they will know that you're not a nice guy. I'm going to post it on social media.
Yeah.
And pay back. So that is the wickedness or the witchcraft we're talking about. Because that's modern day witchcraft. Because I have it and I can use it against you.
Everybody has their
All have it. All have it.
Everybody. No matter how sweet you are, there's that part of you that when it comes out, and that's why you keep it away from loved ones.
Yes.
And it comes out once in a while. When it comes out, people are like, is this Miriam? I don't believe
Why did she use me as an
Is this BC? Please, I can use myself. Is this BC?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You know, and when it comes to love and relationships, we are there to protect each other. We are there to have each other's backs at our lowest moments. It will not be sweet that you expose your partner's weaknesses outside. There's a part of the scriptures that a son was punished for exposing the father's nakedness. So he walked into the room. I think it was Noah. And the father was drunk and laid naked. And he was laughing. I went to call others. I think one of the other sons, I don't know if he's the elder or the younger, now came, saw the father and covered the shame. And he was blessed for that. Let's not forget it. We are here to cover each other's shame. Even if there's a celebrity I know that the relationship packed up. We did not hear Peking till today. She didn't say anything. She has moved on. The partner has moved on. They are co-raising their children. We did not hear Peking. So in raising our children, we should tell them that what is private should be private. So it's okay to show. No, wait now. I will call her.
I don't know.
No, the partner later came out to say that he was at fault and it cost her such pain.
And that's one. There's another one. There's another one.
We'll give you names.
This one you mentioned is the elderly one. There's a younger one. There's a younger one.
Is that elderly one I'm talking?
There's a younger one.
Later, the partner came out to say I was the one.
You know what I mean?
Today. Well, I don't want to mention their names.
But send me a message. Send me a message.
So you mention it.
I won't mention it. I won't mention it. Yeah, Niva, you send it to me. Send it WhatsApp. Yeah. Type it.
Nothing was heard till everything happened. So in raising our children, it's okay. We want to be on social media. We like gossip too much, Mariah. Stop.
I don't understand. I want to know the person you're talking about. I'll go on commercial break.
No, don't go on commercial break.
We'll be right back.
Don't go. So.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Hey, welcome back. Go ahead with your gist.
So I think that because of the way social media is going, in raising our children, let us try and let them understand that some things must be private. As public as I am, as I show when I go on vacation, when I'm eating salad, I'm eating this, I'm doing this, I'm dancing and all of that. Have you ever seen when I'm quarreling with my husband? Does that mean I don't quarrel? I quarrel. But I know that that is private. Because by the time we resolve ourselves, you people will not understand. You will not see him and say, even that one that will be for me. They are not even happy in their home. It's not your business what I do in my home. If I'm tired, I carry my bags and I go. And you will not hear picking. I will not explain to anybody. You know why? There's dignity in silence. There's dignity in discretion. You see all these women we mentioned to you now that's kept there. Are we hearing them on social media? Are we hearing people dragging and explaining themselves? At the end of the day, when everything settles, that story remains. So we must teach our children right. Unfortunately, social media is everywhere. Everybody wants to show the good parts when the things are down. By the time gives you an opportunity to count your blessings backwards, you will realize that you did a good thing by not shouting and exposing yourself.
There's something that I do, right? And sometimes it makes me feel like I'm weak. Like when I'm fighting with someone, I always keep at the back of my hand that there's an after this fight. So I'm very careful not to use my mouth to say things that I would forever regret. And I see people when they fight, they say the worst things to each other, and then the next 2 days you want to continue. I'm like, how do you say all those things from the depth of your heart?
That's my husband.
My
husband will fight you. He will say, and I'll be so upset. Maybe just about 15 minutes later. Rascal, what's up?
No,
excuse you.
That one,
That's not even.
I had an acquaintance. We had a fight. And this person cursed. As in for hours, he was cursing. I know myself, I'm not that patient a person. Myself, I'll be jaguda. I they fight for small, gidigbo, that kind of thing. So I could have gone outside. And I said, I'm preaching maturity. I bear this thing for hours.
Me too.
And the person now came and we're now talking. And I was at the point of saying, you two,
You know when.
I kept saying, there's an after. I kept reminding myself there's an after. At some point, I raised my voice. I was like, you know, this is too much. I can't take it. After don't come.
You people are sweet now.
Even though we're not as sweet yet, I'm just looking and saying, thank God.
You didn't say those things.
I hate myself after I'm angry.
Yeah, but for me,
when I'm angry, when I'm done being angry, I hate the after. I hate myself if I've exhibited that. I can't stand myself.
I think that's me.
So
I have hardly ever gotten angry.
And then you don't say something, but people are like, why didn't you talk about
weak.
Why
You
didn't
don't
you say
need
you're
it.
weak?
Yes.
But the thing is, you're not weak. I know the words to say to you. I know how to say it to you that will help you. But I don't.
Especially in marriage. I mean, let's talk about marriage because that's your that's one person that you can actually express yourself. Me, I find it difficult. I don't know what to say.
And you know
all my words.
You know how to.
I have the words, but it can't come. Start stumbling over each other. Just keep quiet.
In my marriage, I'm the sharp mouth. I talk. The
know,
few times I've kept quiet, at the fights I won. Because everybody will be like, eh? And I'll be like, I'm just done talking. And at the end of the few ones I have shut up, I got gifts.
I'm the quiet one. Unfortunately, I know people will not believe, but I'm actually the quiet one. So I'm the one, ask Mr. Agwe, will tell you, I'm the one that when he's vibrating, like this.
You can become that.
Ask him. It's not me that will tell you, it's him. Ask him. I am like this. I won't say a word. I told him when we're starting the relationship, I said, no, hold on. I told him, I said, I grew up in a very crazy home. You say you get crazy. I get crazy. I grew up where they break bottle on a daily basis. They wear pants, fight. I grew up. But I told myself, what I saw, I don't want my children to see it. And I deliberately keep quiet. From the beginning of the marriage, and ask him. You can call him on phone and ask him. He will say it publicly. I won't say a word because it's a decision that I made. And thankfully, my children have not seen that today. And I know why I'm saving them from saying it.
You can't be quiet with Brown.
I
There's a
know.
way he will drag it out of you. Me, I keep quiet. I try to keep quiet.
Because one of my very good friends, you say once, she'll give you 100. But I've seen her in her marriage, and she's a totally different human being. She's pumping him. Yes, she doesn't say a word. And for me, I think her own is too that if I'm to say what I can say,
the marriage
this will be over.
So they don't mean I don't sabi anything because I keep quiet and I try to show that I have something to say.
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
Your mind doesn't process that.
I don't process it.
Some of us are deeper. So if I open my, growing up, I have a very bad mouth, and it's because of maturity and life coaching and everything. I'm saving my mouth. If I open it,
it still needs more work.
The level of messing game I played as a child. Curse me, take your own.
I'm telling you.
You cannot come and curse me now.
And you not collect.
Looking like this and think I don't have response.
You not collect.
I'm not a reforming religiously reforming person. If you curse me, there's 10 million curses waiting somewhere that will with us.
See, when me and my husband are fighting, his mom and his grandma, they come to defend me. You see grandma, they come, don't try her. I'm just there. I don't have energy. Grandma comes and mom comes and says, you know, because the truth is that we're all different. But those are the journey we go through in marriage.
Yes,
and we shouldn't record. So I could have easily, while they're doing that, I could put my recording on and then use it. So let us be very careful.
It's not in cursing back. The strength is in withholding. What you would regret, restraining with what you would regret. And you would always regret. I always say to my children, anger is a dangerous emotion. It is a destructive emotion. At the end of anger, you will see all the things burnt down. Let me
add a little proverb. When you break an egg, it's difficult to take back.
There's
you cannot pack it back. Once it's broken, that's it. And that's how words are. Once you let it out, even if you say sorry, it's at the back of the mind of that person who you have offended. They will never
the new word on your view for the season is restraint.
Restraint.
We must exercise restraint in everything we do. In fact, we should be saying it all throughout this month. Restraint, tolerance, restraint, tolerance. It was SDJ that gave us this phrase, and we are sticking to it this month. Restraint and tolerance. Tolerance of each other on social media. Tolerance of each other of different views. We are different. You're Muslim, I'm Christian. You are Buddhist, you are this. You are green, I'm yellow. Whatever. We are tolerant of our views. You are morally upright. I am not morally upright. I have a view. It don't concern you. I choose to go and
crown the prisoner. Don't crown the prisoner.
It don't concern you. We are all different people, and we must appreciate that difference and diversity. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye for now.